Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I'm Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Tom?
Yeah.
It's a little unseasonably cold.
Yeah, it's cold as shit.
It's fine. I really wish you wouldn't cuss so much on the show.
Well, I want to get it out of the way right away.
Yeah, it's just, it's unladylike, Tom.
Well, nobody ever accused me of being a lady. A few people have accused me of being a lady.
Well, that's because you like to dress up in a very pretty wig and some
Fancy dress.
Fancy dress. Fancy dress doesn't mean what I thought it meant.
No, it doesn't mean like a tuxedo or a cocktail dress.
When we were doing shows, and this relates to the spooky week that we're having this week, Tom.
Yeah, you're telling me.
We were doing shows in London
Mm-hmm.
a few months ago, and afterwards I was chatting with some folks after the show, as I'm wont to do. I'm a man of the people, Tom. A lot of people think, oh, he's a podcaster. He's going to come here and do a podcast.
What could I possibly have in common with him?
He's going to come here and do a podcast, and then he's going to get back in his trailer for a couple hours, bum around there, and then take his private jet back to New York.
Yeah.
People were thrilled. I stayed out. I was a man of the people, Tom.
Right.
I was regular Dabney Coleman.
He's not a man of the people.
I think he played...
Major Dad.
No, that was a different guy.
What?
I think so.
I don't think so.
At the break, we'll look up Dabney.
Right.
I think he was on a sitcom called Madman of the People.
Yeah, I think that's true too.
Yeah, I think Major Dad was just a guy that looked like Dabney Coleman.
Wow. Could have fooled me.
Yeah, well.
Did fool me.
Anyway. What was I talking about?
Fancy dress.
Oh, yeah. So these people were so honored to talk to me. And they were saying to me, a celebrity, to them. I started dating this girl based on online dating. Or maybe a girl was saying this about a guy. Yeah, okay. She said, I started dating a guy. But then we became Facebook friends, and like every single one of his pictures... Oh, no, it was on the dating site. I'm very bad at telling this story. Right. On the dating site, she almost didn't respond to him because every single one of his pictures, she's like, he was in fancy dress. And I was just like, oh, that's fine. Like, look.
You thought he was like an aristocrat.
Well, and what I thought, I went into this whole
spiel. You're like, oh, man, the class stuff here, it's still going strong, huh?
Yeah. And this I didn't. This is my problem when I don't listen to people when they're trying to say things to me.
Yeah.
You know about this, Tom?
Yeah.
So I'm going on and on about, don't reject a guy just because he only posts pictures in fancy dress because... Like, the only time anybody ever takes pictures of me, like, I don't have pictures of myself, like, in regular clothes standing around. The only pictures I have are, like, weddings and formal occasions, and that's when I look best anyway, when I'm in my fancy dress. And this girl and all of her friends were just like, wait, are they like Halloween weddings? What weddings are you talking about? Yeah. I was like, no, like any weddings. Fancy
any wedding,
dress.
I wear a fancy dress.
Yeah, apparently fancy dress means like a Halloween
like a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, not what would you call it? Like a tux with tails.
I had them removed.
The people you were talking to for making a fool of you.
Yeah, I said, how dare you? This is the last time. I snapped my fingers, and security came over and said, what's the problem? Sir Podcast. That's what they call it. I made them call me that. Because apparently in London, Tom, people with podcasts...
They get a title?
They get a title.
Automatic.
You can kick anyone out of bars, up to 8 people a night. That's about it.
That's a great story, Tom.
How are you this week, Tom?
I'm good. You know what? This week's one of those weeks, this happens to me a lot, where I realize... I think I'd be like a really shitty drug addict.
Oh, brother.
No, like, I mean...
hold on.
What?
First of all, you're cussing some more.
Well, sorry. Not even Essie. I would be like a bad drug addict. I wouldn't be good at it.
At doing
I'd be bad at being a drug addict. And this is why.
That's a positive, I think. That's a good thing.
No, I think it would still eventually kill me. Because here, currently... and I've talked about this on the show before, how addicted to caffeine I am.
Oh, yeah. And I would say you're a borderline alcoholic.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm addicted to caffeine. My body metabolizes caffeine very quickly.
Right.
But I forget that I want caffeine all the time.
Right.
Like on the weekends, I don't drink coffee and I feel terrible. And it just doesn't occur to me.
You just think you feel like crap. But here's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where your borderline alcoholism comes into it. Because you just think you're hungover because you've had so much to drink.
No, because I haven't like really gone out on like the weekends in a bit. Like not even like I went out the other night. I went out Saturday night, had 2 beers and went home. But still Sunday I woke up like
And you don't have anybody to talk to and say, "Don't talk to me till I had my coffee."
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Then
I need
that
to go
would
get coffee.
that would spur me on. So I think that's what I think if I did heroin ever, I would be like, oh God, I feel terrible. I'm having withdrawals. Like oh well,
I don't
maybe
know.
I'll just take some aspirin.
I don't know that's like you don't. Do you forget to eat?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy.
Yeah.
You need more structure in your lifetime.
Oh
I was just
yeah,
talking about it.
I have so little structure in my life.
You don't have a day job anymore because
No.
you're a very successful. What is it?
One of the most successful writers in history.
In history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tim, that's the New York Times words, not mine.
So you don't have to go to an office.
Nope.
So like you don't ever have to leave the house. How often do you leave the house? Do you leave the house every day?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I have a dog, so I have to walk the dog.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you leave like?
Yeah, I try and make like well, I mean, I have a writing space, so I go there most like every weekday for the most part if I'm working on something.
Is it? So has it gotten less and less?
Right now it has because my new book is out to an editor, and I'm working on an audiobook at home. So, yeah, I haven't really been.
How did I turn this into a plug for all your? Oh, brother!
I know. Yeah.
Buy the Metal series on.
But that's
exclusively on iBooks.
Well, and even you know what? Like when I was working an office job, like going to get a cup of coffee was like a good excuse to not work for 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like if
Take it from Johnny Office over here. That's what they call me down at the office. I told them my name is John.
And nowadays it's like, well, if I want an excuse to not work for 20 minutes, I could just do that. I could just, like sit back and have a snooze or
You take a lot of naps.
Oh, I take so many naps, and I don't like it. I don't like that about me. I love taking naps, but I don't want to take naps. But
see, I think a drug addiction might provide you with some structure.
yeah, you think I should give it a try?
Because I think if hunger isn't strong enough to get you to act,
to get up and going, yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean that's enough for most people. Like they're like, I'd like to eat at least a couple times a day.
Yeah.
I have a biological urge to do so. I think
I have a biological urge to splurge. Shopping spree.
Shopaholism, Tom. That's no
Shopaholism.
joke either. No, I think if you had this I don't know, this horrible addiction, which Tom, first of all, there's nothing to joke. It's a horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not like caffeine. Like people can quit caffeine and not have the withdrawal that a heroin addict has, Tom. I don't think you're qualified to judge this. I think many doctors would agree with me. A lot of counselors, a lot of people who specialize in addiction.
No, but a lot of them don't treat, heroin addicts and caffeine addicts, so they don't really know.
Can you just really quick tell the story of the time you tried to give up caffeine while you lived in
Oh,
North
I
Carolina.
mean, yeah, I've told this story.
I
But
know. This is my favorite thing because it's you at your weakest moment.
Oh, this was like rock bottom. This was when I would have been a better drug addict.
No, this is when you should have sought professional help for your caffeine addiction. Go on.
Well, that's when it was at its worst, because then I had nothing to do, and I was living in North Carolina right after college with my grandparents, and
You moved in with them because what? You wanted to party?
I just wanted to party.
Okay.
But I just had like nothing to really do, and I didn't want to I wanted some kind of something in my body that was a stimulant or a depressant or something.
You just wanted to alter something.
Yeah, and I'm living with my grandparents. I'm not gonna get hammered every day. I'm not gonna go out and buy alcohol and just be like, oh, I'm drinking this all. So I just drank soda all the time, just to pass the time. And then when I realized
that happens in the South a lot, they just
they drink tons of soda down
just
there
to pass the time.
And then when it got to the point of I can't keep doing this, I'm drinking too much soda. I tried to quit cold turkey, and it was either that day or
you should have quit the soda.
Well, the cold turkey was, but
cold turkey's pretty unappetizing.
But that was what was making me so thirsty in the first place.
That's true. Cold turkey, so dry.
Yeah, it's so dry, Tim. I had to take a mouthful of the turkey, and then a mouthful of soda, swish it around.
Yeah.
I had to go to the supermarket at 1 o'clock in the morning and buy a case of cherry Pepsi and drink it in the parking lot warm.
Oh yeah. That was chilled cherry Pepsi.
No, it was warm cherry Pepsi that I just the most pounding headache of. I shouldn't have been driving. That's how bad the withdrawal was and the headache. And I, just stumbled into the Piggly Wiggly or whatever, and was like, soda.
How many cherry Pepsis do you estimate you had in that car that night?
I had 3 in the parking lot.
Jesus.
And that felt like a little bit better.
How many are you down to these days?
I drink actually, I don't drink that much soda anymore. I drink a soda with lunch.
What do you have for lunch? Cold turkey, probably, right?
For lunch, usually I have a half a dozen beers.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, buddy.
Oh, you scared me. You
I
startled
know.
me.
It's twofold. I wished you happy Halloween, and I scared the pants off you.
Well, it's
boo.
It's in the season, so I'll forgive it. It's in the spirit of the season.
Yeah,
right?
It's the spooky season, everybody.
It sure is. I've been getting spooked left and right lately.
I got spooked by a scarecrow last week.
Yeah. I love that story.
It was humiliating, Tom.
I wish I would have loved to have seen that.
If I was I want to engineer it that bring somebody out with a group of us.
To that same scarecrow?
Yeah,
I don't think that same scarecrow is going to scare anyone.
Here's the thing I didn't tell about this scarecrow. I passed it twice that day.
Uh-huh.
I passed it on the way to my destination and on the way home. And at first I was like, oh, man, that looked like a person. And I was like, I almost got scared by a scarecrow, like a stupid bird.
Yeah.
And then, so I was aware of the scarecrow, and I was aware of how stupid it would be to be scared by this specific scarecrow.
Yeah.
Still scared the crap out of me.
Well, I guess you're
I'm a crow now.
Dumb as a dumb bird.
I am.
Well, and last week we're not just talking about Halloween, because we've done Halloween a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But we're getting specific.
Should we play the song?
I assumed there's a bed of it underneath this whole episode.
What would you think
if
starting right now?
Yeah.
We just played spooky
sound effects?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love it.
All right. Maybe we'll do that
All
for
right.
a little while at least.
For 40 minutes or so.
Yeah. Well, first I think we should play the everybody's favorite Halloween song.
Mm-hmm.
Dance Macabre.
HALLOWEEN spells Halloween. HALLOWEEN H-A-L-L-O-W-E-N spells Halloween. Halloween means ghosts and goblins, skeletons, monsters, and howling cats, spooky masks and jack-o'-lanterns, witches and devils and big black bats. H-A-L-L-O-W-E-N spells Halloween. H-A-L-L-O-W-E-N spells Halloween.
You're listening to Spooky Halloween Sounds this week on the Complete Guide to Everything podcast about everything spooky.
H-A-double-hello.
Oh, no. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, double hello. Anyway, last week we started talking about Halloween candy, and I told you to save it.
Sure. I had a plan.
So let's unpause that conversation, Tim.
Let's,
bring it back online.
Let's bring it back out onto the table. We'll untable it. No, we'll take it off the table.
Putting it on the table.
But we tabled it last week.
Yeah. So now we're going to put it in the parking lot.
Let's go out. Let's meet in the parking lot, and we'll talk about the
Bring
Halloween
the
candy.
table.
No, the table is what made us stop talking about it in the first place. We tabled it. We put it down on the table.
Oh, I thought we put it under the table. I thought we hit it with the table. They table it. Like, oh, that guy got tabled.
Oh, like in professional wrestling?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right, so we can do it
Well,
in
you
here?
can get chaired, but if you get tabled, that's usually you're getting thrown on top of the table. It's going to split in two.
If you get laddered, you get hit with the ladder, right?
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes, like if it's, you can climb up the ladder. Man, they do ladder matches anymore? What a great idea that was.
Now, what was the thing? This
The
was
ladder-
in WWE, WWF at the time?
Yeah, or maybe WCW. I don't know. I think they all do ladder matches.
There was
or
a
did 'em.
ladder.
The belt was suspended above the ring, and you had to use the ladder to get there.
Was the ladder, did it begin set up in the middle?
I think so, but there was no way,
Yeah.
the other guy was going to knock you off the ladder.
Yeah.
So the idea is just basically you had to beat the hell out of the guy enough to give you time to go up the ladder.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or you could just learn to jump real high.
you couldn't jump this high.
What about spring
Too
shoes?
high. It was like,
what if you brought spring
no, they're
shoes?
illegal.
A lot of things are illegal. Ladders are illegal in wrestling.
Not during a ladder match. I'm sure if you wanted to have a manager that would, when the ref wasn't looking, slip you spring shoes.
Yeah.
I still don't think you get that high.
Yeah, that's true.
But I like
Rocket shoes, maybe?
when like WWE would do things. They were just kind of like kids games versions of wrestling. Like, what if we put like it up high and you have to use a ladder to get there, and the floor is lava?
Don't touch the hot lava. What were we talking about?
We were talking about tabling your conversation.
Okay, so let's bring it out. Let's bring it to the top of the ladder.
All right.
With the championship belt. I want to buy full-sized candy bars
To give the kids.
to give the kids.
What, you want them to think you're some kind of a millionaire?
Well, here's the thing.
Are you just going to buy 100-gram bars and go, yeah, I got $100,000 for you?
No, what is 100 grand even?
They're
Peanuts?
pretty good, yeah.
Peanuts, first of all, they're legumes, right? But, excuse my language, F peanuts.
F you.
Now, Tom.
I will not sit here and have you speak ill of peanuts this way.
Peanuts, what would you rather have right now? A handful of peanuts or a handful of almonds?
Peanuts.
What? A handful of peanuts or a handful of cashews?
Oh, fried cashews.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because these candy companies, they're too cheap
Yeah, it's
to
true.
try putting cashews in a Snickers bar.
I've had some like fancy pants candy bars with cashews in them. Pretty good.
Yeah, they're great, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, Man, I'm getting my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
I have some cashew milk in my fridge. Would you like it? I'll pour it into your mouth.
No, that's all right. That's actually very. There's a drought out there, Tom.
In Cashew Land?
Cashew Land.
So you're gonna get full-size candy. Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters?
No, I get.
So this is just a
I
ploy
think
for
zero.
you to get a bunch of full-size candy bars.
Right. Okay. Now I want to do a thought experiment, Tom.
Okay.
Do you get any trick-or-treaters here?
No.
One time we lived as roommates.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in a first-floor apartment.
Yeah, with like a front door and stuff.
Yeah. Do you remember early on? We went to McDonald's because we were hungover one Halloween. It was like it fell on a Saturday. It was
Oh,
probably like
maybe
5 or
it's
6
just
years
I
ago.
hadn't had my coffee yet.
Sure. Hey, you just had your 12 beers the night before.
Yeah, I hadn't had my
hadn't
coffee
it?
yet.
We came home. Yeah, we felt like garbage. I think that was the day you stormed out of a sandwich shop. I don't know. Anyway, and then this man and his
I remember
young
when I
child.
stormed out of the sandwich shop and
Yeah.
went to McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah, this man and a small child came to our door,
Mm-hmm.
and like fools, we answered it. And then we were like, oh, it's like a child in a Buzz Lightyear costume.
Yeah. What is this?
And it was like, I'm saying to us, it was like, it's so early in the morning. Who would do this? It was probably like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And they get a trick or treat.
Yeah.
And like, other than like the half a quarter pounder with cheese that I had left,
Yeah.
there was nothing we could give this kid.
Give the kid a can of beans.
Yeah, do you remember how mad this guy got at us?
Vaguely, yeah. He was
He
just kind of
yelled
like,
at me. I think you just walked away because like I took the lead in opening the
Yeah.
door, and like he just yelled at me like, "Why'd you open the door?" I was like, "Why are you going around from house to house begging for candy?" But I didn't say that. I offered him an apple.
Yeah.
What a dick! What a dick I am. And I offered him a can of your Diet Coke.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the guy took the Diet Coke and drank
Yeah.
it himself just to be
What
like,
a-
yeah, I will take that, thank
What
you.
a jerk.
But let's say you lived in a place where you did get trick or treaters.
Mhm.
What would you stock up? Like, what would your angle be? Would you put up any Halloween decorations? Let's say Tom Reynolds lives in
yeah.
the suburbs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like suburbs?
Let's
Do I
say
have a
you're-
family, or
No,
I'm
let's
just...
say that's a bridge too far, right? Like, let's
All
say, but let's say you're not a lone creep in the suburbs. Like, let's say you have like a live-in
Yeah, I guess
girlfriend.
as I was
right?
gonna say, I don't think the parents would probably take their kids to my house.
Yeah. And I think you would do well to just put a sign in the window of your home like, single man living here.
A lot of toys inside.
Yeah, so like, let's say it wasn't weird.
Okay, it wasn't
It
weird.
wasn't a weird
Yeah,
situation.
uh-huh.
Like, you were, you weren't everybody. You'd show up to the block party.
Right. Uh-huh.
But, like, you wouldn't organize the block party.
Right.
And you wouldn't show up and, like, get drunk and make a scene.
Well, this doesn't sound like any fun at all. I don't like this new life. I want my old life back. I think, would I put up decorations? Probably not. I don't know. I
think you wouldn't.
Yeah, because I would like to put up like some cobwebs, but then I wouldn't take them down, and they would just look like I always had cobwebs.
Let's face it, there probably would be actual cobwebs.
Yeah. Well, then I could just keep them, save some money.
Yeah.
No, realistically, I would buy like those big fun bags of random candies. That's what I would do. I wouldn't like lock the door and turn off the lights, but I also wouldn't go like crazy on I'd buy the pre-packaged, like, here's what you need to give trick-or-treaters for like $15.
See, I was thinking, like, I'd want to get full-size bars, because, like, really, it's not that much more expensive when you're buying in bulk.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you order it from somewhere, as long as you're not buying them at the stationery store like a dope, one bar at a time, sure. Yeah.
I don't buy my candy bars one bar at a time.
You buy it all wholesale.
Yeah, go on.
I can't buy candy wholesale. I'll eat it all.
Oh, my girlfriend just got back from London. and she brought me a whole bunch of candy. She brought some Cadbury cream eggs, but the
What?
spooky, the kind with
the green inside.
With the green inside.
Oh.
I might. She got two, one for me, one for you.
And where's mine?
Well, I forgot to bring it today, but we're recording another thing later this week. I'll bring you one.
Oh, thank you.
But I asked her not to bring you back one, Tom, because
I know, because I wouldn't give you a Cadbury bar one time.
you had so many Cadbury eggs when we were roommates.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about how I stole a lot of them?
What? You son of a bitch. Stop the recording.
You had like 100 of them in the
This show
freezer.
is done.
And whenever I'd come home, and this was at a time when I think we were both drinking a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And like after you would fall asleep, I'd be like hungry. And I'd be like, well, Tom, exactly. I'm not sure if he's asleep. He's in his room. He's been in his room for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'd tiptoe to the freezer.
Man, if I ever caught you.
I know. This was by far the biggest risk I ever took in my life.
No words would have been exchanged, Tim. It would have been all violence.
I don't like frozen candy bars.
Yeah, frozen Cadbury eggs aren't good.
Frozen Cadbury eggs are the
you
best.
like 'em?
The best thing
No.
ever.
I always thaw mine first.
Well, you're a professional. You
Yeah.
can control yourself that much?
Yeah. I mean, I controlled myself that I had all of them in that freezer.
I know
all
you
that
never
time.
ate any of them. You were like saving for the end of the world or something.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, I ate a whole bunch of them. She got me some of those. She got me those. What are those things that are just like chocolate and air?
Oh, the Aero bars.
Yeah, but she got me like
The Bubbles
pieces
ones?
of them. No. I forget what they're called, but there's
I'm
a
pretty sure
1,000
that's
people
Aero.
in England right now like, blimey.
They're blimey, boss.
There's some bad thing. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
she bought me a ton of stuff.
Somebody at my old workplace brought back like a big thing of random candy. They were English, and they had gone home to visit family, and they came back, and somebody caught me because I went to, they're like, oh, I left it on the counter in the kitchen. I went and took all the Cadbury cream egg things out of it. Like, I dumped the whole thing on the counter. It was like going through it all. They're like, you're eating all that? I'm like, no, I'm just taking out the bad ones.
You don't have to do that. You can order them online.
Yeah, I know, but these were free in there.
Yeah, that's true. And you are a jerk.
Yeah.
This is why you miss working in an office.
I don't know why they got rid of me.
So she brought back a ton of candy.
Uh-huh.
She does this all the time when she goes away. She brings back a ton of candy, and I eat
All the candy, yeah.
all the candy.
Yeah.
And I always leave like one like I left 2 Cadbury eggs there
Yeah.
as a token of like, well, I'm not a monster. I didn't eat all of it.
Yeah. You'll eat those tonight.
Yeah, I'll put one in the freezer for you.
Well, thank you.
Now that I admitted to
Yeah, now it's
my
on record.
skullduggery. Is that what skullduggery is?
I don't think so.
It's bad though, right?
I think you're getting it confused with numbskullness.
Numbskullery.
Numbskullery.
So anyway, I would like to think that I'd be smart enough,
Mm-hmm.
but also I don't want to be a hero to like 12-year-olds.
You do or don't?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't care what 12-year-olds think of me. Look, I want little kids,
Mm-hmm.
like 5 and 6-year-olds, to be like, hey, how's it go? Like trick or treat, and like be like, hey, that man was nice or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, because little kids are like cute and they're fun.
Yeah.
12-year-olds are garbage, and it's only like 12 and 13-year-olds that care about like, hey, they got the full size bar there.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna try to come back again and scam you.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, if you want to impress little kids, you wear a costume when you open the door.
Yeah.
That's all
Hey,
they care about.
Let's be clear here. I'm not trying to impress little kids. I just like
Well, you've been doing a bad job so far in your life.
I want to play along. I don't want kids to get crappy, right? And like cynical and like obnoxious.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way to do that
It's by
is to keep
spoiling
them interested in the world.
Mhm.
Like don't let them
God, you're not going to give them this whole spiel, are you?
No, I'm gonna
kids are
give
gonna
him.
be
I'm gonna
asleep.
show him. I'm gonna give him photo books of the wonders of the world, Tom.
Yeah.
Tim's wonders of the world.
Give them some of those like spider rings. They like
yeah,
those.
they love that stuff.
Yeah.
Those things
Little
always
plastic crap.
like cut up your fingers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just go down to the local
Spider ring store.
no, like the Dave and Buster's.
Mm-hmm.
Play some skee ball for a
Oh,
few
yeah.
hours. Get some spider rings. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Those little kids have their wonder grown. I'll grow these kids wonder.
Tim, are you shutting down?
And I'll get to play a lot of skee ball.
Did you see this article? I don't think maybe I sent it to you about like the people who are like professional Dave and Buster's people.
No.
Yeah, there are people who are like professional. So if anybody doesn't know what Dave and Buster's is, it's like a grown-up arcade type thing.
Well, you think it's for grown-ups just because they let grown-ups in there.
Well,
it's still mostly for kids.
Yeah, but I mean they're open late. They have a bar.
Yeah.
It's a restaurant. But you can
Very fancy restaurant.
yeah, I mean, good luck getting a table.
If you know a guy. I know Buster.
Yeah.
Buster's a buddy
Oh,
of
if
mine.
you know
Yeah.
Buster and you're fine with waiting 6 months, sure, you can get a table.
Dave, you're going to have
Dave.
to grease Dave's palms, man.
Yeah, well, be lucky if that's all you have to grease.
What else do you have to grease?
The frying pans.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he likes, it's like a work trade thing. So they've got like a bunch of arcade games and stuff too, and you can win tickets, and then you can trade in the tickets for like Tim said,
Fabulous prizes.
a bunch of like little plastic garbage trinkets. But they've always got the aspirational prizes where it's like a PlayStation 4, a television, a bicycle,
PlayStation 6.
yeah, stuff that's not even out yet. But there are guys.
Super Mario Brothers 4.
There are guys that like this is what they do for like a living. That they go
There's
like
no way this can be profitable.
no, like professional gamblers, like professional poker players. These guys are professional Dave and Buster's players. They trade in the tickets for a PlayStation and then throw it up on eBay.
Yeah, but my question is,
Mm-hmm.
how do you get tickets in bulk? You have to be really good at skee ball.
There's a bunch of different.
What do you? There are these things like where it's basically gambling for kids.
Yeah.
Where the light goes around.
Yeah.
A light is like there's all these bulbs,
Mm-hmm.
and it flashes, and you hit the buzzer.
Yeah, I hate that game.
And if you hit it in the right place,
Yeah.
you hit the jackpot and get like 100 tickets.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like getting really good at that game.
No,
and games
there's-
like that.
There's a bunch. Like apparently the like football games where American football where you have to throw the football.
I'm not familiar with American football.
There's
You mean football?
the pigskin.
Ah, yes.
There's like a quirk to the game where if you beat that day's jackpot, you get like a crazy bonus. So they like just barely beat the jackpot and then just run out the clock and just do that over and over, for an hour at a time.
If you unplug a machine, does it reset all the jackpots?
I don't think so. And all these guys, they talk about how they've got like good relationships with the people who work at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, because they're all. You don't work at Dave and Buster's for more than 3 months before you go to college.
I met a guy who worked at Dave and Buster's. It was like a friend of a friend, long time ago. I had a friend, like a work friend at the time. It was like right after college. It's like, let's go to Dave and Buster's. I got a buddy who works there. This person was the most disgusting person I've ever met in my life because he played. There was this game. It was called like Finger Runner.
Ew. I hate it already.
Where it's basically like a big screen with lights, and you had to like run your finger across the lights in like a certain path. It was like
I
a
don't like
maze.
things where you have to like rub things.
Well, wait. So you had to do that along like a path to get, at a certain speed, not hit the sides or whatever and win. So this guy was really good at this game, but one of his techniques was to stick his finger in his mouth before he would do it.
Ah.
To grease up his finger so it could go across the screen. And he would be playing this for 5 minutes or whatever, win, and then be like, all right, another round.
Ah.
It's like, yeah, but what if other people do that? Now you've rubbed your finger all over there, plus your spit, plus you work here.
First of all, you shouldn't be playing the games.
Yeah, but he was the guy who fixed the games. So that maybe that gives you a little insight to
Did they have a guy that cleaned the games?
No.
Jesus.
He was a guy who fixed the games. I think he was still working when we went to visit him. This is the only after this I was like, I'm not.
This is a nightmare trip to Dave and Buster's stuff.
It was a peek behind the curtains that I did not want.
Yeah.
No, and he would be opening up the machines and taking out jam tickets and just cursing up a storm about kids who were 5 feet away. That it was their fault. And this was a young guy. He wasn't, but he still had that old miserly I gotta fix all the machines and gotta lube up my finger before I can play this one. So anyway, that's Dave and Buster's. Yeah, you can get some spider rings there.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
This week, the Complete Guide to Everything is sponsored by TransferWise. Tom,
yeah.
TransferWise is the smart way to send money abroad.
I was just going to ask what TransferWise was.
Yeah. Well, look no further. If you've ever tried to move money across international borders, you know it can be a real pain. Banks and other providers charge hidden fees, often by marking up the exchange rate they give you. That's unfair. Tom, you say that. Let's make that your line.
That's unfair.
Yeah. TransferWise, though. Get this, Tom.
Yeah.
It's different.
How so?
Well, there's a small % fee on each transfer, and they give you the real market exchange rate. That's the exchange rate that you see on Google or Bloomberg, not the unfair rate that most banks use when you send money abroad. Now, Tom, I'm talking abroad. This isn't when you're paying your ladies.
Right, not paying abroad.
Right, abroad. And that's why TransferWise is up to 8 times. Sorry, I thought this must have been a mistake. 8 times cheaper than sending money abroad with your bank. Banks stink, man, right? Yeah. Unless they sponsor us next week. Of course, you're not going to trust just anyone with your money, but TransferWise is trustworthy. It's regulated by the same rules that apply to your bank. It's made by the people who built Skype, backed by investors like Richard Branson. He goes to space sometimes. Huh?
Sometimes, yeah.
And it's been trusted by people like you in more than 50 countries to send more than 5 billion Missoulians overseas. That's dollars. $5 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's $5 billion and counting. Who knows
so
how
even
many?
More, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, Tom, and the listener. I guess this applies to the listener, too. I'm not just telling you about TransferWise.
That's how ads work? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Ready to try TransferWise? Head to transferwise.com/complete guide, and your first transfer up to $500 will be free.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's transferwise.com/complete guide.
Try it out.
Yeah. Try it out right now. Send us some money.
Tim, what is your opinion on candy corn?
I'm fine with it, but it's not my favorite thing.
A lot of people hate candy corn.
People hate it irrationally.
Yeah, it's good.
It's better than Necco wafers, I'll give you that
well,
much.
Tim, that was next on my list. Necco wafers are pretty good, too.
You know what? I like things that taste like chalk.
Yeah, this would be right up your alley.
I know, but, these are too tough.
No, that's what I like about them, because I always think that they're going to taste like Tums, but they're
I like Tums.
They're crispier. Oh, I hate Tums. They taste like chalk. Man.
So who's the true chalk fan?
No, I've always said you've been the one who wants to eat chalk more. Tim, you should just eat chalk.
I know, I've been thinking about it, Tom.
Come on, there's nothing holding you back.
Yeah, I think one of these days I'll eat chalk.
Yeah, just buy some chalk. Just, pop into a store. What is it, Staples or something? Maybe?
I like that I've never tried, I'll never, ever, I will go to my grave never having done cocaine. but I'll eat chalk.
Well, that is the safer option.
At 33 years old. Not even like eating chalk when like, oh, you're 4 and you don't know any better.
You're eating glue, you're eating chalk.
Yeah, I mean it all. Maybe I'll dip some chalk in glue.
Well, that could be dangerous.
I mean, everybody's like, oh, glue's made from horses. Yeah.
No, it's not anymore.
So is Jell-O. It's made from
well,
their bones. They boil their bones.
No, I think they use cow bones for that stuff, right?
Well,
Otherwise, what are they doing with all the cow bones?
Glue. No, the horse bones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's not just like a pile of cow bones somewhere in the middle of like a farm. Turn them into glue. And
yeah, I don't want
Jell-O.
to talk about it. This is gross.
I think they use horses' hooves to make glue, not their bones. And they use cats to make piano strings, their guts. I learned that.
Well, you just
from
ruined
cartoons.
piano music for me.
Not piano, violin strings.
Okay.
They use cat guts.
What do they use for piano strings?
Oh, I don't know. They're tougher than cat's guts, though.
They hit them with a hammer.
Yeah, it's probably like copper or something, right?
Who knows? The world will never know.
But I like candy corn.
What would happen if tomorrow they were like, "Whoop, no more pianos. Nobody knows how to make them anymore."
I'd be like, all right, I probably wasn't going to buy one anyway.
Yeah, but then you'd probably see a lot less free pianos on Craigslist.
All right.
Really makes you think.
No, it doesn't. Anyway,
Sorry, back to candy corn.
No,
I'm asking the tough questions over here about piano extinction.
I just get mad because everything nowadays is like pumpkin flavored. I don't like pumpkin.
You just gave me 2 pumpkin flavored beers, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, I got pumpkin beers."
Yeah, and I'm
It's
drinking
the
them
reason for the
against my
season.
will.
Yeah.
But I want more candy corn flavored things. Starbucks, give me a candy corn flavored coffee.
No, I
Candy
mean that's just sugar, Tom.
Yeah, sugar coffee.
Yeah, you put sugar in
No,
coffee.
I don't.
It's fine.
I don't put sugar in my coffee. I just want more candy corn flavored things, and I like Necco wafers. What else do I like?
Hold on.
Oh, I don't like chewy things. Go ahead. Peanut chews. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, my mom
Ugh.
loves peanut chews. Like ever since
Yeah.
I was a kid, it was like if you're going into a stationery store, it's like, oh,
Give me some peanut chews.
get me a peanut chew.
Try and find one that isn't dusty.
I maintain that they made one batch of peanut chews in 1945.
Yeah.
The war was over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 1946. They got the factory back up and
Yeah,
running.
the boys
They're
are back.
The boys are back. Let's make these candies.
Yeah.
And they got real overzealous, and they were like, "Hey, peanut chews! This is great. Everybody's gonna love this."
Yeah.
They made one huge batch of them, and they're still selling them to these days to this day. Only my mom is eating them, and like some ancient 108-year-old woman.
I do like Charleston chews, the strawberry flavored Charleston chews.
Too chewy. I feel like they're gonna rip my teeth out.
Put them in the freezer.
No, that's
No, they get like really good. They get like super snappy.
Tom.
They turn brittle in the freezer.
Tom.
What?
The hell did I just tell you about?
That's
frozen
different.
candy.
That's different. Charleston chew, it changes the texture of the candy.
We couldn't
entirely.
be further apart
Yeah.
on the frozen candy tip.
Well, they had them at the pool when I went for swimming lessons. They had frozen Charleston chews,
Right.
Strawberry ones. So I'd always get them. They were good.
Well,
Because that was like pool and beach concession stands. They always had the weird candies that you only see during like
Lemon
Halloween.
heads.
Yeah, lemon heads, hot tamales,
yeah. Those. All right. What's your
handicap fries.
Handicap's hot fries? Are pretty great, Tom.
I've never had them.
Oh, they're delicious. They're better than a standard potato chip.
Yeah, right. I don't eat.
There's a depth of
I
flavor
don't eat
that.
comic strip branded snacks.
Well, you're a fool. I'm trying to think. That's probably not true.
What?
That you don't eat comic book branded.
Comic strip branded snacks.
Comic strip branded. Why are there not more candies based off comic strips?
It's Bazooka Joe. That comes with a comic strip.
Yeah, and you love Bazooka Joe.
I do like Bazooka
You don't like
Joes.
the gum. You like the comics, though.
I like them both.
I don't like the gum.
Oh, I like the gum.
I think they stopped making the gum in the late 80s.
They've got like a soft version of Bazooka Joe gum that's pretty good too.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Tom, Halloween candy.
Yeah.
You're going out.
Yeah.
You knock on the door. Trick or treat.
Yeah. Smell my feet.
No, none of that disrespectful stuff, because there's a lady there
Uh-huh.
with a huge bowl. It's a variety.
Oh.
And it's every bit of candy
Yeah.
that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You can only take one. And you can't be a little piece of garbage like I'm sure you were.
I can't do like a sneak one. I can't do a...
Maybe two.
I
All
can't,
right, you get
I
two.
can palm one.
You can palm one and get the other one.
All right.
What is your number one Halloween candy? Because I feel like that differs from candy bars.
Well, I was
right?
going to say, I think probably my favorite is any kind of seasonal Reese's.
Peanut butter cup.
Peanut butter cup, yeah.
Yeah, you know what the thing is? I think the Reese's, the fun size Reese's peanut butter cup
Uh-huh.
is a Halloween candy, Reese's peanut butter cup. The
Right.
fun size
Yeah.
is going to be better than Reese's peanut butter cups that you buy in a store. Because the Reese's peanut butter cups you buy in a store, whether or not they're old, I think they put more preservatives in them or something.
Yeah.
And
some of them are
always-
like kind of like chalky.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
and
you would like that, but
I would. You would think I'd like
Yeah.
it, but like that's not what I like in my peanut butter. I don't like
Yeah.
a chalky peanut butter, but like I feel like, especially in the last 15, 20 years,
yeah.
a store bought Reese's peanut butter cup, single serving, 2 cups,
Yeah.
chalky and like powdery even.
Yeah, they're worried that the same thing's going to happen that happened to peanut chew
Yeah,
people, where they're like,
exactly.
we got to make sure these things are going to survive the apocalypse,
Yeah,
just in case.
but I think the
This might be
Halloween
the last
candy
batch.
version of them, those mini guys.
Well,
I'm not talking about- there's two-
No,
there's
I
two-
don't like the mini ones.
You're talking about the
I'm
one
talking
cup
about-
normal
well,
size.
No, not only Tim. Oh boy, geez, Tim. You know what? I assume too much of you. I'm talking about
Sorry, Tom.
Halloween specifically, the ones that are shaped like a jack-o'-lantern.
There's ones that are shaped like a jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, and then during Valentine's Day, there are ones that are shaped like hearts. During Christmas, there are ones that are shaped like Christmas trees.
Oh, so that's a different...
it's not a cup.
Yeah, it's a different PB to C ratio.
Oh, yeah, and that's what makes it.
altogether,
It's a
yeah.
ton of PB, very little C.
No,
but
it's the other
enough-
way around. What are you,
No,
nuts?
you're nuts. No, it's more.
Oh, those are bigger than I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Jeez, Tim.
All right.
The mini ones, the ratio's off. Too much chocolate.
No, there's so much peanut butter to the chocolate.
Mm.
Tom, I think we need to have
No,
a meeting of the minds.
Nah.
All right. Number 2.
Oh, number 2 one? I'll tell you what. I've been liking M&Ms a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I like the fun size M&Ms. That's just enough M&Ms.
Yeah. I bought a regular pack of M&Ms recently. Too many M&Ms.
That's what I did too. I bought like a jumbo bag, and I didn't eat them all at once, but like I kept them in the fridge. Those are pretty good in the fridge.
in the fridge, sure, Tom. Any candy's been in the fridge. Everything's better chilled.
But I bought like a regular size M&M recently, and yeah, you're right. It's too many. Like, it's not too many that you can't eat them, but by the end of it, you're like, that was too many. I didn't need that many. The fun size, perfect size.
Too fun size.
Maybe too fun size, but at least
Maybe
you're able-
one regular and one peanut.
Yeah,
or peanut
sure.
butter.
Mix them
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Well, do they make the peanut butter and the pretzel in fun size?
I don't know about the pretzel, but the
Yeah.
pretzel does taste like barf. So I would advise against eating fun size or regular size.
One time at the dollar store, I got they were discontinued, so I got like a big thing of peanut butter and jelly M&Ms.
Oh, those are collector's items.
They were not good. Those tasted.
I can't
like
imagine the jelly
poison.
would be. Yeah.
It was not jelly. I'll tell you that much.
Smarties. I always get goddamn Smarties. I
like
don't always get. I got Smarties.
Yeah.
When was the last year you went trick-or-treating? How old were you, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really remember.
I must have been 15, maybe.
Where you actually still went door to door? Because I remember as like a teenager, and I get now why my parents were why they were like, no, don't do this, because you were too old to trick or treat, but you like still wanted to go out. But it was like, well, if you're not trick or treating, then you're just going to cause trouble or be the victim of trouble.
Yeah.
And it was, usually just the victim of trouble.
Getting egged from cars.
Yeah, getting egged from cars
Yeah.
or toilet papered TP'd, as it were.
Wait, you yourself got TP'd?
Oh, no, I got a lot of, I got shaving creamed a lot.
I remember there was a big panic about BB guns in our town.
Yeah.
And I was very worried about that. But also, it's like, we lived in a very safe town.
Yeah.
One person got murdered there one time.
Well, a few people have gotten murdered.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they haunt the town at this day?
Maybe some do.
Well, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, well, be careful on Halloween. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Other candies.
I guess when
like,
we were a kid, I was talking about. There was only one time that I remember,
Yeah.
like in the news, like, and I was like, "Oh man,
I should watch my back.
yeah."
I also like fun size Twix. I think that's a perfect size for Twix.
It is. You know what, Twix? I'm gonna be the guy who says it. You don't need two. One Twix is enough.
Well, here's where they're goofing. Why not make
A
one?
Twick, a single Twick.
No, in that pack, why not make one caramel, one peanut butter? Give me one of each. Give me some variety if you're going to give me two of something.
Yeah, I don't know, Tom. I understand what you're saying, and it makes logical sense.
Right.
It just doesn't feel right.
Well,
Doesn't feel right to me.
And I never buy a Twix, if that's a candy option. But a fun size option, I'm always after the Twix.
Fun size is, look, I used to think it's not fun. I used to be like, how is smaller fun?
Yeah.
You know what's fun about it, young Tim, you idiot? You can, you don't have to.
Variety.
Yeah, you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
You put all different kinds. It takes all kinds.
Instead,
in
you
one
put all
bag.
your candies in one bag.
Pillowcase is what I do, because I'm a badass, Tom.
No, you gotta get a fun bag, Tim, with a fun design on it.
Do little kids go trick-or-treating anymore? Or is it like, we've
Yeah.
set up a village at the YMCA?
The YMCA. I think a little of both.
Yeah.
Like, I think, and I don't think necessarily because it's dangerous. I think just because people don't know their neighbors and, like, are...
Well, I'm going to change all that, Tom, when I move into the suburbs.
Man,
I'm not going to move to the suburbs, Tom.
now I'm just thinking about candies. You know
Yeah,
what?
no,
I kinda
that's what's great, Tom.
Yeah, I
this
know.
episode.
I wish I could just go out and buy some candies.
Yeah,
or
I'm paying you $10,000 this week to talk about.
Because I'm thinking about, there's really not a fun size that I don't like. But there are tons of, like, Tim, I'm never going to go to a store and buy a Three Musketeers bar. I'm not that kind of
I
guy.
used to buy Three Musketeers all the time.
Really?
Well,
But
you're
a
not a
Three
nougat man?
But a Three Musketeers fun size, great. We should also point out that American fun size is regular size everywhere else in the world.
And I know people overseas are like screaming, like, "What about?" Say something.
Yeah,
Tom. Say,
lion bars.
Yeah. Look, we don't have a lot of stuff over here.
I mean,
what
no,
about
we
a Mr.
do
Good
have a lot
bar?
of stuff. I've never seen a full size Mr. Good bar.
Yeah, I don't think those exist anymore.
But those are pretty good. I'll still prefer a Crackle over a Mr. Good bar, but
what do you think about that? Oh, of course. What do you? I prefer a Crackle, which I've never seen a full size.
I've seen full size Crackles.
Oh man, I prefer those over a Nestle Crunch, and Nestle Crunch used to be my go-to when I was a child.
Yeah, you don't see Nestle Crunch as much anymore, huh?
And Nestle, I'm boycotting.
Out of style.
Yeah, they're stealing all the water. What about this? We haven't gone sweet. What about Starburst, Tom?
Love Starburst.
I think that packaging is a little wasteful, especially for the fun size. They put 2 Starbursts in a plastic wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You open the plastic wrap, and then
let's go wax
each
paper wrap.
individual is wrapped in wax paper.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to distribute Starburst.
Slows you down a little bit, though.
Skittles it's fun size Skittles is more so than M&M's. the perfect size.
Yeah, because it's a mouthful.
Yeah. Pennies.
It's just old ladies who give you
Yeah.
pennies.
Look, I get the apple thing. Giving out apples
Yeah.
these days, more expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was more expensive when I was a kid, but you're giving out an apple. An apple's like, what, 80 cents?
They're like, by me, like $2.50 a pound, but I don't know how much an apple weighs.
Yeah, I mean, a Honeycrisp that's gonna be $1.29 for one apple, but they're
Yeah.
big and it's
Yeah.
a good apple. But
Yeah.
like, you also can't cut up a Honeycrisp apple
Well, if you
and give out a slice.
just give kids crab apples. They don't know.
Yeah, they're not gonna eat them either way.
Yeah.
Nerds never like nerds.
Oh,
Never
I
will.
like nerds.
No, it's a
Yeah.
fake candy.
It's not. What do you mean it's a fake candy? It's pure sugar.
Yeah, but it's not. They're too small. They're already chewed up for you.
Yeah, it's great. You can just
Oh.
swallow them.
I'm amazed.
Mm-hmm.
Every Halloween when I was a kid, I was amazed.
You keep giving that disclaimer,
Sure.
that modifier.
How many different sizes of goddamn Tootsie Rolls they make? They make those really tiny ones
Mm-hmm.
that are rolled up in the thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then they make the larger ones
Mhm.
that are rolled up in the thing. They make even larger ones that are rolled up in the thing.
Uh-huh.
But then they make ones that are like in between those two larger rolled up
Yeah.
sizes that are like in a wrap, and also that not in a wrap, in like plastic,
Mhm.
but also have that cardboard like thing around it.
Yeah. I watched
There's so many different sizes of Tootsie Rolls. It's like, guys, you don't need to be doing this.
I watched one of those how things get made type thing about Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
They make so many goddamn Tootsie Rolls. Who's eating these Tootsie Rolls?
You know they're not chocolate,
Yeah, I think they said that in the thing.
which is like, what? They're just sugar, I guess.
They're garbage.
They're fine.
Nobody likes Tootsie Rolls.
They're fine. Like, nobody will turn down a Tootsie Roll, though, Tom.
I will. I'll throw it back in your face. You try and give me a
BS.
Tootsie Roll.
Baloney.
The place where I work out of now, there's a candy bowl, and sometimes they've got Swedish fish in there, and then that's great. Swedish fish are
What
fantastic.
about these individually wrapped Swedish fish?
That's what these are.
That's so weird.
I mean, I don't want to stick my hand in a big thing of Swedish
No,
fish.
but I think there should be like a couple Swedish fish in a package. It's
well-
larger than the smaller Swedish fish. I
Yeah.
get it.
And they're competing, at least in this particular bowl, with the smallest Tootsie Rolls. But they've got Tootsie Rolls. They've got like the different flavored Tootsie Rolls. So those I don't mind. I like an orange Tootsie Roll or whatever once in a while. And Jolly Ranchers.
Okay.
And Dum Dums.
Dum-dums. All right, ready, Tom?
Okay.
Final question.
I don't like Tootsie Pops. Was that your question?
No, it's not to like. Oh, you don't like Tootsie Rolls. That's
Yeah.
fine. All right. Well,
Because
yep.
you think it's a blow pop and there's gum in the middle, and it's not.
Oh, I never want gum. I never want gum. The worst
You
thing
don't like Razzles?
the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was Skittles gum. It's like, oh, this is great. Skittles. I can't, eating them, I'm chewing them. Can't wait to swallow them. Oh, wait, it's gum?
No, I saw a commercial today. I forget what brand it is. One of the big brands where they're selling basically the opposite, where it's gum, but it eventually dissolves to nothing.
That's fine. That's better.
So then you don't have to worry about swallowing it.
Yeah. You can swallow gum. It's fine.
I know. I do it all the time.
You chew a lot of gum. I hate gum chewers. I think they should outlaw gum. Anyway, nobody gets gum. Oh, sometimes they have chiclets in
Yeah.
some depressing people.
I like the real tiny chiclets that you can choke on. You know, those ones are like the size of a grain of rice. They come in a little packet like Pop Rocks.
No, but you can't choke on those.
Mm.
Anyway, Tom, if you could tell one candy, let's say not you could
tell one candy to go to hell.
Yeah, go screw.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
What
you're
would you
saying.
get? Like, they come to you. They're like, bad news, Tom. We got to cut a candy. The head ghoul of Halloween comes to you.
Yeah. I know what I'd get rid of.
What?
Goobers.
What are they, raisins?
No, wait, not goobers.
Raisinets.
I'd get rid of malt balls.
Oh, those are great. You know what you do? Here's what you have to do, Tom.
What?
You bite off half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Put the rest on the tongue. On your tongue. Your own tongue. Nobody else's tongue. It like sizzles a little or something.
No, fuck that. I don't want that. I'm sorry to curse again,
Jesus,
Tim, but
all the cussing.
but you know what? I feel passionately about it. You gave me the option to get rid of a candy,
Yeah,
and I want to get rid of malt balls.
that's fine. All right.
What's the other name of malt balls?
Malted milk balls or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Whoppers.
Whoppers.
Whoppers. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Whoppers.
No, there is, and they should get rid of them.
Tom, you're going to kick yourself because you're going to be like, well, I've executed an innocent man.
Why? What's yours?
Sweet tarts.
No, sweet tarts are fine.
F sweet tarts.
No, they're fine. They're like little bottle caps.
Ugh. Bottle caps of teeth-breaking poison.
No, they're not that hard. Do you ever have the little like wax soda bottles?
Yeah, but they have juice inside. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but what a weird candy. Because as a kid, I don't think anybody really explained to me what they are.
No.
I was like, so, and then I just eat this.
Yeah.
Ate a lot of wax.
Chewing a lot of wax. I don't think wax is all that bad for you. Shall we solve a problem?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems. I'm Tim. This is Tom.
Hello.
If you have a problem you'd like us to solve, you can email us at thecompleteguidetoeverything@gmail.com. Tom,
Yes.
this week we have an email
Mm-hmm.
that contains a problem
Yes.
from a young lady
Mm-hmm.
who would like to stay anonymous.
All right. Well, adhere to her wishes.
Give her a name, Tammy.
Tammy.
Tammy. Oh, no, that's her actual real
Oh,
name.
that always happens.
Dear Tim and Tom, I'm Tammy. Tim, Tom, Tam. Let me say first off that I love your show. I started listening to it in June. I've already listened to 3 years worth of episodes.
Yikes.
Keep on keeping on. Thank you, Tammy. Here's my problem. I'm a very, very positive person, like you, Tom.
I thought she was going to say popular person.
So I usually give people the benefit of the doubt, no matter what, because I like to think people are good at heart.
That's just like me.
My friends, however, do not. One friend, Augusta, has been seeing a new guy. I paused because I thought you were going to make fun of Augusta's name.
No, I wasn't sure if that was a fake name too.
Yeah,
or
it
not.
probably is. She's been seeing a new guy. I met him a few years ago through mutual friends, and he seemed swell.
Mm-hmm.
Augusta is a bit wary of him because he has no filter, so he tends to say some insensitive things. Our friend Penny isn't as positive as me, and without having even met him, please inform the listeners that this is in italics to indicate how very wrong Penny is.
Uh-huh.
Without even having met him, has already deemed him an asshole. Oh, damn it. A-H. She's constantly putting him down whenever Augusta brings him up in conversation, and I'm absolutely sick of it. How do you deal with negative friends? Penny is an incredibly sweet girl, but she's too staunch in her first impressions. I don't want Augusta to turn down a swell guy because Penny is too stuck in negativity. Thanks so much. Also, I recently listened to your Doctor Who episode. Great episode. Totally reinvigorated my love for Doctor Who. But, Tom, why did you only pick Moffat episodes? Check out Gridlock, underrated but fun episode. Tom, do you know about that? It's about traffic. Doctor Who gets stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's traffic.
That was a good episode. There was like multiple layers of traffic.
Also, you must get a lot of these, but please bring back 50 Shades of Tim. That segment is outrageously
it's been
hilarious.
done.
It had me shaking in my seat from stifling laughs. If it's too naughty, I'd love it if you could read another book. Tom, maybe we should do Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I've never read Harry Potter, and
I've never read them either. I keep meaning to read them.
You watched
I watched
the
all the
movies,
movies.
so, yeah.
They're good.
Thanks again, and I hope you guys live forever so I can keep listening to your podcast.
Wow.
Tammy.
Thank you for wishing immortality on us. Although, at a certain point, that becomes more of a curse than a blessing.
Yeah, that's selfish, Tammy.
Yeah.
So her friend is dating a guy who doesn't have a filter, so is often insensitive, and her other friend, who's never even met the guy, is already being a jerk about it. But here's the thing. Those people are the worst. The people are like, oh, I don't have a filter. I'm just going to say what I want to say.
Well, yeah, it depends because there's levels of that. Like sometimes it's like, oh, somebody just, they say funny, awkward things. But sometimes it's like that person doesn't have a filter. They're a misogynist, homophobic racist.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, oh, sorry, I'm not PC.
Yeah.
So there's different levels of...
I don't have much of a filter, I think.
Right.
And I'm working on it.
But you don't have these, horrible thoughts
Yeah,
inside
it generally
you.
doesn't,
Yeah.
other than people being like, all right, enough about the Muppets. But, it's not like, oh, God, we gotta
Yeah,
shake
sometimes,
this guy.
people are like, oh, I don't have a filter. And it's like, well, I don't have much of a filter either. It's not the filter that's the problem. It's these...
It's the thoughts, the original thoughts that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as
hey,
long as...
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, everybody's not
Yeah.
the racist, bigoted homophobe.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you...
But at the same time, the other rule is you don't speak ill of somebody else's significant other.
Right.
Especially if you barely know them. If you've only met them once.
Well, this girl, Penny, has never even met this guy.
Oh, then, unless she's doing it as a joke, as a bit.
If it's a bit, it's
hey,
hilarious.
If anything's
Great.
a bit, it's fine.
Yeah. Any bit, even if it's racist, homophobic, misogynist.
Well, if it's a bit that she's never met this guy, but she's like, well, he's a real asshole.
Yeah.
And that's the joke, but it doesn't sound like that's the case.
I say you put a burlap sack over Penny's head, throw her in the river.
And then what? That's not going to kill her.
Why not?
Why not?
It's a body-sized burlap
Oh,
sack.
so over all of her.
Yeah, you put it... Well,
And
it
with
starts
bricks
with
or
the
something
head.
in there?
It doesn't matter. She'll be flailing around in there. You can't swim in a burlap sack.
Not for long.
Presumably.
Yeah.
But if you're not near a river, what do you think she should do? And I don't ever really advocate murder.
Not even...
Not even when somebody is mildly speaking ill of another person. How do you deal with negative people, Tom? I just avoid them.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's kind of the way that I operate.
Some might argue that both of us are kind of negative people.
Yeah, so imagine
I'm
the people
trying
we
not to
avoid.
be. Tom, I've been meditating a lot. That makes me less negative. Somebody wrote us an email.
Told you to meditate?
No. And was like, I've been listening to older episodes, and I think our friend Tammy here would be able to tell me this because she listened to 3 years worth of our bullshit in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, Tim, you used to be an angry piece of shit,
Yeah.
who hated everybody and never had anything nice to say, and now you're not a jerk.
No, often you're the devil's advocate to me.
Yeah.
I've taken on your persona.
Well, no, I don't. I think we were just both jerks, and now I'm less of a jerk.
You know what though?
Tell Penny to meditate.
We're
Get her in
happy-go-lucky
touch with
jerks.
Yeah, exactly.
Live and let live, and live and let die.
You gotta do the
Danny.
flutes, the you know how they do that a little bit?
Yeah.
I've woken your dog up, Tom. Play your friend Penny Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney and Wings.
Oh, not the Guns N' Roses version.
Oh, is that what you were singing?
Yeah.
Play or both.
Yeah. Let her decide.
Let her decide. And I think that's the best way to settle this.
If you have a problem you'd like us to solve, you can email us to completeguidetoeverything@gmail.com. You can find that and more at tcgt.com. That's our website. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, facebook.com/completeguide. You can follow us on Twitter at Complete Guide.
Right?
You can follow me on Twitter and or Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You follow me on both those things at your pal Tim.
Thank you to our sponsors for pledging money at tcgt.com/pledge, where they get a bunch of cool, fun stuff like mini episodes.
Yeah, we did our 50th episode of Amazing Facts this week. Go vote for it. And if I know some Patreon people didn't like, I know I'm talking about this too much, but how we had posted the Amazing Facts, we just posted them as files. Now they're on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You get them very easily. So if it was too inconvenient for you, go check it out again and come back into the fold. There are some amazing facts about wolves this week that we brought out.
And you can also support the show, tcgt.com/Amazon, doing your Amazon shopping. Thank you for people who do that. We
Here's
appreciate
what you
it.
do. Buy all your Halloween candy. Go buy your post-Halloween candy because this comes out too.
Yeah.
We should have told them last week, Tom.
Well, but it's probably cheaper to buy it now.
Yeah. Go buy candy. I bet a lot of people listen to this show and they're like, stop talking about fast food.
Yeah.
Because I hate eating fast food.
Right. But now they can go buy candy.
Tom?
Yeah.
Somebody else wrote in. Well, do we have any other things to hawk?
I think that was all the plugs.
Somebody wrote in and wanted us to stop talking about fast food. And I thought this was a fair thing. Guys. She just wrote guys first, which is kind of like...
very casual.
I love your show, but the meat industry is effing disgusting, and it makes my skin crawl to hear your light take on these horrible companies. I just ask that you pause for a second and think, maybe making a joke of it or acting like all the suffering, waste, suffering, pollution, suffering, and greed inherent in this industry is great isn't so great.
Right. That would be weird if she said it was great.
Yeah. No, she said, think that making a joke of it or acting like all that stuff is great isn't so great. Best to you, thank you. I would argue that, like, we don't really paint that in a positive light.
Yeah. No.
I'm with you, Tom. I'd say 90% a vegetarian right now. Did you know this about me?
No, I didn't.
I'm weaning myself off it.
Off meat. I stopped eating pork.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Well, and I think I should also point out that, like, the two of us don't eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah,
we're more fascinated with the industry.
Yeah,
and
I agree. I agree with her. That
and not in a way that we admire it at all.
Yeah,
just like
it's such a big part of like it's not like, oh man, McDonald's would go out of business if Tim and Tom would just stop fucking talking about it.
Yeah, could you imagine though if they were that reliant on us?
Yeah, well, they should pay us. Maybe they are that reliant. Maybe
they are paying us. Maybe this is all just big, like, you know, Illuminati type thing, where it's like, yeah, and then we pay the podcast to talk about the food, and people hear about it, then they want to go get it.
Tom, the fuck are you doing?
What? Oh, is that what was?
See you next week.
Happening?